This is the brand new metal 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver by Nawya Replicas, and it may be one of the best budget-busting sonic screwdrivers I've ever seen. Welcome back to the order, you Doctor Who enthusiasts. Today we're going to take a look at this brand new sonic screwdriver from Nawya Replicas. We'll take a look at the box, everything you get inside, the sonic itself, and we'll do a quick comparison against the Celestial Toystore and Wand Company releases, and hopefully help you decide if this is something that you need to add to your own collection. If you enjoy this video, it would be amazing if you could leave a like and subscribe.
Help a veteran get a warm meal.
Geronimo! Full disclosure at the start, I'm fairly in love with this Sonic, but in the interests of a balanced review, I will be nitpicking the hell out of this later. Starting with the box. Frankly, Nawya have blown it out of the park with this one. The Sonic comes in this premium cardboard box designed to look like River Song's Doctor Diary, which provides a lovely display element even before you get to the Sonic itself. The box is also magnetic, which prevents it from opening unless you want it to, and it has lovely design features all round. Once you get into the box, you have this lovely design on the inside with the 11th Doctor's iconic Geronimo! Inside, the first thing that you're greeted with are the instructions, which come in this beautiful schematic style design. These instructions really are beautiful, and I mean that, I really do, which only makes what I'm about to do all the harder. For too long now, I've been soft on instructions, giving them a pass and allowing them to tell us what to do.
Not again. The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther. I will make them pay for what they've done.
And so I find myself wondering, what would the Doctor do? Oh yeah, explosives!
No! No more explosives!
So then I thought, what else would the Doctor do?
I need fish fingers and custard.
It's a bit weird, but the Doctor might have been onto something here, because that was actually delicious. Moving on, beneath the instructions we find the Sonic safely nestled in this protective foam together with 3 of the Infinity Stones. These are 3 interchangeable emitters to allow you to put this Sonic into different light modes. Last but not least, we have the Sonic itself, and my first thought is that this Sonic is gorgeous. The Sonic is solid with no loose or wonky elements, and the weight is just fantastic. In terms of the build, I believe that this is a brass built Sonic with copper plating, which is where we get that nice heft from. It isn't 100% metal because certain elements, for example the emitter and the green core, are plastic, but we'll touch on those as we get a closer look. That being said, let's go from bottom to top. The pommel is really nice and clean, and Nawya have given us a design based on the original version of the Sonic with the flap at the bottom. What's nice is that Nawya haven't just added the flap for the sake of it, they've actually utilised this space to hide away a power button to help conserve your battery. If you really wanted to add a red button here, the Master Collector on Instagram has already designed some filler red elements which can be picked up, and I'll leave a link to those in the description. Moving up, we have one of the plastic sections with the cream handle, which is very nicely done and maintains the little grub here. Some people might prefer to have a whiter version of the handle, and again this is something that the Master Collector has available via Instagram. Above the cream handle we have what would be the leather girdle, keeping the Sonic's tummy nice and tight.
Come on, Girdle. Hold.
Here Nawya have opted to go for a silicone finish rather than leather, and I have to be honest, I absolutely love it. Rather than the disgusting rubber of the Wand Company version, this has a really nice feel to it, and it gives a really good purchase on the Sonic. Nawya haven't tried to replicate the stitching or any other elements of sort of faux leather, and I genuinely think I prefer this style. Here we also find the micro activation switch, which is very nice and accurate and very cleanly placed. Moving up, we get into the cage section, and there are probably 2 things to note here. The first is that where we would normally have little grubs around the base of the cage, instead we have Phillips screw heads. For me personally, I don't really care or find this particularly distracting. The knurling on the cage is really nicely done and very crisp. Onto the emitter, this is the part that has really impressed me, because Nawya have managed to get the claws closer than any other replica or toy of this Sonic that I think I've seen. There's almost no daylight between the claws and the emitter bulb, which is a delightful green plastic. And then of course we move on to the most important element for this Sonic, the flick test. Safe to say, it passes with flying colours. The flick is just as satisfying as you would hope it would be, and then to close the Sonic, you draw the claws back in place around the bulb and push the cage down. With the emitter extended, we get the pure green core, which Nawya have produced from a plastic rather than resin, which gives it a very nice clean look. As I said, in terms of the overall design and build for this Sonic, I am absolutely in love with this thing. Before I need to get myself a room with this Sonic, let's test out the electronics. Now, going back to the instructions, Nawya have given us another custom sound chip with 4 different sounds. The first 3 sounds are similar if not identical to ones that we've had from character options. Just like their 12th Dr. Metal Sonic, Nawya have given us a brand new unique setting which is based off the mode seen in the 2010 Christmas special where the Doctor went fishing using the Sonic. So, you know, now you can replicate that scene yourself. In all seriousness though, this 4th setting is really satisfying because once again, Nawya have given us a hands-free sonic screwdriver mode that we haven't seen on any previous version of this Sonic before. Looking at the emitter bulbs, they're easy enough to switch out. You simply unscrew and remove, and then screw the new colour in place. Comparing this against its Celestial Toystore cousin, weight-wise there's not much difference. The most obvious design difference is the colouring of the bronze or the brass sections and the leather girdle versus the silicone girdle. Now, I know that I promised some negatives, so buckle up for my top 3 nitpicks. 3. The box opened backwards. That's right, we're being that petty. Nawya gave us a brilliant display box for this Sonic, but to get in, you have to open the box at the back. 2. The sound volume is quieter than a mouse fart in a church. Not necessarily the worst thing because it means that there's no distortion and it's easier on the ears, but still, nitpick. 1. And lastly, the knurling on the cage is arguably a little bit too rough, but then it makes it a handy nail file for the Doctor on the go, and that's it. Yep. I was really pushing to find those nitpicks. Overall, I think this Sonic looks absolutely fantastic, and it's gonna make a great display piece for any collection, and for anyone that likes to have a day-to-day Sonic, this would be a metal Sonic that fits that need very well. While this Sonic isn't completely harmless on your wallet, this is certainly the most budget-friendly metal version of the Sonic that I've seen, and in terms of features and build quality, everybody will have their own experience, but for me, Nawya Replicas have smashed it.